Greetings, fellow travelers. There's something about Albuquerque in early October. The chill cuts sharp before sunrise, but it's worth every goosebump. This is the 2025 Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, held October 4th through 12th. The world's largest hot air balloon festival and maybe the most photogenic chaos you'll ever stand in. Hundreds of balloons lift off from the field at Balloon Fiesta Park, painting the New Mexico sky like confetti against the Sandia Mountains. Pilots from every corner of the world chase the same cool morning thermals, while thousands of us just stand here, grinning like idiots, coffee in hand, phones up, trying to believe this is real. On the ground, it's more than balloons. It's a living, breathing snapshot of New Mexico itself. Local businesses line the midway with homemade crafts, turquoise jewelry, woven blankets, and art that feels like it was born from the desert. You'll see the New Mexico State Police walking the grounds with a smile, local news anchors doing live shots against the glow, and radio crews broadcasting the soundtrack of the morning. Everyone here, from small town bakers to big city sponsors, is part of the same community that makes this place feel less like an event and more like a celebration of who they are. And the food, well, that's its own liftoff. We started with a Dole Pineapple Soft Serve. That neon sweet cold hit against the desert heat, it just works. Then a breakfast burrito, heavy with eggs, potatoes, sausage, and the real star, New Mexico green chilies. Roasted, smoky, and alive. There's Indian fry bread, crisp at the edges, soft in the middle, and dusted with just the perfect amount of cinnamon and sugar. And Tom Thumb Doughnuts, tiny, hot, addictive, and part of Balloon Fiesta legend. These join the classics people hunt for every year. Roasted corn dusted in chili and lime, New Mexican breakfast burritos smothered in red or green chili, cinnamon rolls bigger than your hand, and hot cocoa that somehow tastes better in the cold, thin air. It's not fine dining, it's something better. It's flavor built from place, pride, and propane burners. Once the balloons have calmed and the burners rest, something else takes over the sky. A fleet of hundreds of drones, choreographed with precision, lifts off into the New Mexico night. The schedule calls it a drone light show, timed at the close of evening sessions to wrap the day in one last gasp of spectacle. But what it really is, a reminder that the festival isn't just about balloons. It's about human creativity, about taking a field, a desert, and filling the sky with possibility. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and the line outside Balloon Fiesta Park looks like a pilgrimage. People wrapped in blankets, clutching coffee cups like lifelines, waiting for the gates to open at 5. When the gates finally open, the crowd moves slow, a quiet tide of early risers chasing that New Mexico sunrise. The field lights up with burners from the Krispy Kreme morning glow up, a pre-dawn ritual where balloons pulse with fire against the black sky, glowing like paper lanterns before the day begins. It's beautiful and a little surreal. Donuts and propane at 5 a.m., two things that shouldn't make sense together but somehow do. come to Albuquerque for the spectacle, the color, the fire, the sky that feels like it could swallow you whole. But the truth is, it's not just the balloons that rise here. It's something bigger, a sense of community, tradition, and shared awe that becomes its own kind of religion. For a week every October, strangers from everywhere trade sleep for sunrise, coffee for windburn, and they stand shoulder to shoulder watching the desert come alive. You eat fry bread still warm from the griddle, sugar on your fingers, green chili still clinging to your tongue. You shake hands with the folks who keep this thing running. Local cops, news anchors, radio crews, volunteers who've been doing this longer than most of us have been alive. And for a moment, you understand why people keep coming back. So as the burners cool and the crowds thin out, you can't help but think, maybe next year the winds will be right, the coffee a little hotter, the colors a little brighter. But even if it's not, that's okay, because what you found here, under this New Mexico sky, is enough. If this little window into the balloon fiesta meant something to you, if it made you want to see the world, or at least look at it a little differently, hit that like button, subscribe, and come along for the next one. There's always another sunrise waiting somewhere down the road. The road is calling, fellow travelers, and Wanderlust is our compass. And until next time, enjoy the ride.